Cool.
Okay.
Swear.
Alright, hello guys. This is another video of, I guess, fishing and talking. I mean, technically, not everybody's fishing here, but, so the character on the screen is going to be fishing, and you're going to hear us talking about random things that impact our society. So today, I've got Kai, Oladeu, Danny, and myself, Shilvio D. Linton, and we're going to be discussing... What are we discussing, guys?
I think we wanted to plan an attack on art.
Okay, it's not really an attack on art. It's just a critique of art.
If you say so.
So what are some of the things you have written down?
All right. So I will start with the very first thing. What is art? This is going to be a ridiculously long project now. What is art, guys?
It's creative expression, however you see it.
Well, it's
With a certain amount of effort, yeah.
yeah.
Kai, if you want to talk and don't want to have like the noise in there, you can type it in the chat and we can read it off, even though it's not you directly speaking.
I think that's a little secondhand.
Okay,
But
never mind.
I
You can
mean,
talk
I
out
could
loud.
do it.
Yeah,
But is it too loud? Is my background?
it's not too loud. Go for it.
We'll try it your way. I have fast typing speed. Okay.
Oh, okay. Testing. Yep. So Kai is going to be typing on the side, and we're going to, I guess, like, flesh it out. Until it dies down in there. He's in, like, a restaurant, I think.
Yeah, what's going on in there?
Just food and munching, I guess. Could be kind of loud.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. I guess, like, in the meantime, Oladeu, if you want to say anything about what do you think art is?
Well, I agree with the sentiment that it's creative expression, but I think at the same time, there's also like a certain amount of work that goes into it, and time spent and skill. So, you know, there's a difference between like doodling on your homework and like true art and some of the weird shit you see on DeviantArt. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a doodle could evolve one's own personal beliefs on what art is into, you know, a deeper creative expression.
I'm not saying that a doodle can't be art. I'm saying that a lot of the time it might not be like as in depth as something else, or like
True.
there are things you can work harder on.
True.
Yeah, so I was in this class last semester, and one of the questions that was asked, you know, the entire time was, you know, what is art? And some of us scholars, we were like, oh, art is this and art is that. And it was a really long and winded conversation. It was kind of annoying at times, because towards the end of the semester, it became something to the effect of everything is art, and everything is an expression of you know, what we define as our human condition. If you were to put it that way.
I'd have to agree with that.
But,
No,
I guess-
seriously, I have to agree with that. I've had the longest possible discussion with my friend Carl, who we are partners in, you know, our artistic expression. We're both painters, and we've defined that art is whatever you want it to be. You could tear up a piece of paper, crumple it, throw it in the corner, and say that's art, and sell it for $100,000.
Oh no, you can't do that. I would.
You never know. I wouldn't either. But, you know, there's somebody doing that in like MoMA or something.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. Um, so if anybody hasn't been, MoMA is the Metro. Oh my goodness.
It's the Museum of
Museum
Modern
of Modern
Art
Art.
in New
There
York
we go.
City.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And they have some, I'll say, awe-inspiring displays sometimes. Awe-inspiring to the effect where you can go in there and have your mind blown, quite literally.
They have a car on display.
What kind?
It's a 1960s race car. I don't know much else about that, but it's apparently sold for like $2-3 million just because of the way it's painted.
Interesting. So on the side there, Kai has just said that that's where the debate comes in. Where's the line drawn between, you know...
I said that a while ago.
Okay. Art should be intentional. So I guess like when you have agency, yay, throw that word in there. When you have like power and like direct control and you're influencing directly, then that might make it more art than something else. So like I guess control is what you're saying. You can hop on the mic if you want to just clarify if I've made a mistake there, or affirm.
No, let's just wait and see how people interpret it, and then I will. Yeah,
Oh.
then I can jump in where maybe it might get misinterpreted.
All right.
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
You can talk now. It seems kind of quiet on that side.
To be too loud for you?
No, go for it. Go for it.
Oh, so what do you want me to? I just expand upon that idea.
Yeah, defend your point.
No, what for the you did that, it could mean more, but if any random person did that, I didn't have the intention to make it art. I don't see how someone could see art out of that if they hadn't intended it to be art in the first place. I'm just a little hesitant to classify everything as art.
Okay.
Okay, was anyone else like... I could barely tell what you were saying. It was very laggy.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
apparently he just left,
Yeah, he
so-
just dropped off there.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that. I was wondering if it was me, but whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I understand what he's saying, you know, but and I understand what you're saying, Shilvio, but in my own opinion, you can't, if everything in art is intentional, then you're gonna have a very bland art, you know, theme. So, you know, some things are just permanently unintentional that other people see as intentional and you didn't intend. Maybe.
I got disconnected, so I heard the last part of that, but okay, maybe I'm sure you said something good.
Yeah, so I mean, drawing the line between art and not art, to me, I think it does lie in the intentionality behind it. And to some effect, can somebody get a message from it? So back in high school, my art teacher is a huge fan of doodling. I'm not gonna call her name out.
I know.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. So she would start in the corner of a paper and just like randomly doodle. You know, draw a couple squiggles. You know, make that into a little strange shaped person,
definitely.
and then go outwards from there. And her scribbling on the paper, to her, it's just, you know, normal. Kill some time. You know, take your mind off of things. And to me, though, I'm looking at that, and I took something away from it. I'm like, oh, you're kind of writing a story. Um, I can see some flow in the small doodles, like making up something. And from there, I thought, like it's going from abstract art, or what, maybe unintentional, to me picking up and seeing some intention behind some of the stuff that's there. And then that was the biggest jump for me, where I'm like, ugh, oh no, I just didn't catch my fish. But there, it goes from is this really art? Is this a thing that somebody's made? Is that what makes it art, or is it now the fact that I saw a story in it, and now to me that piece is art, whereas to her it might have been killing time?
I think you're right that it's art to you because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What you see is relevant to you and only you, and it may not be relevant to the creator. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds good.
But yeah, I have a point to bring about. So, I mean, what? So, I mean, have you all heard of Emily Dickinson, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. She was like a closet poet. She never went outside, but she wrote some of the most beautiful pieces of literature that we all analyze, and we try and understand how her life formed her and shaped her to be able to write those pieces of literature. I'm wondering now, would they still be considered an art form if they had never been found and she just died? Like, does it need to be? Because the way that we've been kind of defining this is a piece of art elicits an emotion from you, whether or not the artist intended for you to feel that. So if no one ever interprets, or I mean, gains some sort of provocative feeling from that piece, then is it not art, even if it had been intended?
I agree. I think it's relevant to the period of time in which the art form is found. So it has to connect with the society and the social setting in order to, have its meaning to the individual.
No, what if her work was never found? Because then it's almost like it didn't exist, right?
True. Similarly with Van Gogh, his work was considered any good until 100 years after his death. I guess art isn't. It's not that it can't be ever considered good if it's never discovered, but oh my god, I'm so confused.
Sorry, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that does art need to be seen for it to be art? Does it need to be somehow sensed? Or does it lose its artness, for lack of a better term?
Whoa, that sounds
if it's
good.
Not able.
Yeah, so that's something that I guess a lot of people that are into creative creation are interested in the level of artness of their pieces. So
I coined a new term.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's in some paper somewhere. And for future reference, I think
secondhand.
You might have to be a PhD to make a new term. I mean, catchability is now a term, which is ridiculous. Like, that should not be a word, but hey, it's a word. PhD said it.
Exactly.
When it came to like the level of artsiness in a piece of art, I always think about, like when I'm starting a piece, for example, I'm drawing a scene, and I just barely started drawing the scene, and I've got a couple lines on the paper, that's not really artistic. It's like the beginning of an idea, but I couldn't call it art per se.
No, no, I wouldn't call it art either because you haven't gotten your idea out on the paper yet. It's just lines. It's nondescript.
Haha. So I'm going to kind of change the question then. Um, so the second part of this is are martial arts considered an art? And Oladeu, are you there?
Yeah.
Take it away. What do you think about that?
Um, I'm not sure if it's like an actual art form or they just call it that. Like that's just the name. It's definitely a skill in killing. And
It's good. It's good skill to have.
There's skill involved. Okay.
I think it's art in a different way than we interpret it otherwise.
What about in the movement?
Yeah, like it's kind of the same thing as like a dance almost.
Okay, so I think we just dipped into performance art. Yeah?
So is fishing art, or Daniel is? I mean, not Daniel. Shilvio is fishing art now.
So
Depends how you fish.
you took the words right out of my mouth, Danny. I mean, I do think that fishing is an art. So like you have a particular style maybe, and maybe that style helps define it as your personal art. So right now, oh, that's kind of weird, because then I'm also thinking it's classified as a skill. You can be like good at fishing, but it doesn't necessarily make it an art, does it?
Well, it
You're
depends how you fish.
fishing.
If you are I'm about to say some random word that's not real. If you're artful in your in your fishing skills, if you're artful in your fishing skills, then it can go beyond a skill, and it can maybe your motion will create a new type of form that flows more so than some random schmo, just going fishing.
Yeah, you could be artistic with the way you're fishing. Looks beautiful.
If you're if you're speaking directly to me right now as I'm fishing in the game. Oh, by the way, I'll do like a mini plug for the game. So the game I'm playing right here is the Mabinogi. It's a fantasy life game, so you can pretty much do anything you want. But right now I'm fishing. And,
or you're arting. You're doing art.
I'm arting right now. I'm using there's an event going on, so I'm using candy bait, and I'm fishing for candy jars, and inside the jars are like fantastic prizes. Yay! So is my particular fishing is that going to be a performance? Like, is that in performing art, or is that more like a style? So like my style of fishing, is that what makes it an art? Or the two sides there. So it's like martial arts, the performance of it, the fluid motions, the effectiveness, the how I look at it and say like, wow, that is an amazingly efficient technique. That is a gorgeous arc he just made with his katana. I do kendo, so swords are my thing. I relish in the arcs that my sensei does when she's cutting down or cutting across. They're amazing. They're beautiful. Is that
I don't think efficiency has anything to do with it.
Okay. To each their own. I think efficiency is part of it, the way I enjoyed it.
Oh, then, I mean, no offense to your beliefs.
It's just you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
Got so sad. Are you salty about that?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, I still something that I do bring up, multiple times when I'm practicing, and my sensei is always telling like calm down, like you're trying to go too fast. Is like I want to develop my own style, my own technique. And she says stick to the basics. So
What martial art do you practice?
I practice kendo, which is the
cool.
Japanese sword arts.
Yep.
But it's not online. It's not Japanese sword art online.
No, that'd be terrible.
That'd be-
So like where's the dividing line there? So in karate, in jiu-jitsu, is that a martial art as in martial technique, or is it martial art as in performance with your body with intent to do X, Y, and Z?
Well, I mean, I don't mean to, like, okay. I think in terms of if you're going to be killing people, it's not an art in that term, but in terms of practicing and observing how smoothly the sensei moves in comparison with your jagged movements. The sensei may hold incredible skill and incredible stylistic performance in or karate or whatever, but and that's artistic. But if he's killing somebody or messing somebody up, I would not consider that part of the martial art for artistic.
Actually, I kind of disagree with that, just because. So I took a whole class on Dante's Divine Comedy, and the big thing in there was, it was all about how their punishment reflected what sins they committed in life. It was in the Italian word for it, contrapasso. It's the way they get hurt. It's almost artistic. It's ironic, the fact that they're now being punished for exactly how they screwed everyone else over in life. I don't know. I kind of think back to Saw.
I'd love to experience that.
No, I don't know if you want to experience that. You might not want to. Not firsthand, at least. Maybe a bystander.
Okay, a bystander. I'll take a bystander.
Oladeu, any words?
No, sorry, I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that Kai was just saying that it's an art in some respects when you're acknowledging. Gosh, this sounds. No, I can't say it the same way you said it. Kai, can you say it again, please? Kai?
What am I saying?
Yeah. So repeat I guess the idea that you pulled from Dante's Divine Comedy there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it was almost ironic in the way that the people died. It was almost, I wouldn't want to say hilarious, but I don't know. I'm laughing a lot, but yeah, exactly. No, it was ironic in the way that they died. He was very creative to punish them for exactly the way they screwed over other people in their life. People that were too prideful, like had to have their heads buried in the ground, because like if you put your head up, it's a sign of pride. So now their heads were forever in the ground, and people would.
I could live with that.
Yeah, exactly. But people would step over them to advance to like lower levels of hell. So to be for the people that they stepped over on to advance in life, they would get stepped down on, so people advance to higher levels of hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of interesting the way he set that up.
Yes, it was.
That's creepy. I want to be in his inferno.
All right, so I did a quick Googling, a Google that led to Yahoo, which is kind of funny. So somebody said, I mean, they answered 2 years ago to, something to the effect of, why is martial arts called an art? In the second paragraph, he says, which is technically only one line, he says, art is a function that requires discipleship, study, talent, and dedication. And with that definition in mind, martial arts, since they, fulfill those requirements, it's also an art.
Sensei?
Okay.
Sensei?
By that definition, I am a terrible artist.
So does this just confound the original problem of, everybody is an artist in some respects, because you have to use another definition to, everybody uses a different definition.
Well, everybody's not an artist. You got to be semi-good at it. You can express yourself, and that you could call it art, but you are not an artist. An artist is I would go further in that definition and say it's more a career than a hobby. So for me to be a painter, for me to be a true artist, I would have to make it my career over, becoming a historian, which is my career.
Oh, wait. I think I'm onto something. So you said true artist. So, well, would everyone be an artist? Just maybe a crappy artist? And then there's good artists and really bad artists. So everyone's just really...
if you practice, sure. You could, if you doodle in the corner of your paper and it looks like something legible or whatever, then sure, you could be a crappy artist.
Alright, I apologize. I've got to go.
Oh, okay.
I have to go in 5 minutes, too. Yeah, I have to go as well soon.
Yes, I do too. Soon.
All right, so at 45 we'll end. So that's about 2 minutes, or if you want to do like 3 or 4 minutes.
That's 5 minutes from now.
5 minutes? We have different clocks, I guess. Yeah. My computer and phone are saying 2 different things right now. One of them is wrong.
My phone says 7:41.
Yep, same here.
My computer said there's 2 minutes to go, but that's because you said it, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Exactly.
Quantum entanglement. Possibly. But not really. Okay, that's too far off topic.
Yeah, let's get back to art, or unless you have something like very provoking to end us with.
Oh, so I mean, I was interested when you said, true art, as Kai also said, that true art piece. It's I'm not sure what the term is, but it's like saying it's art instead of just like it's art.
You mean it's Please go ahead.
It's a soup, meaning, this is literally, broth that might have like chicken and vegetables in it, and large objects that we would normally think are in soup, like potatoes and noodles. But you could also call cereal soup because it technically fills some definition of what soup is. But if you say soup, you're literally talking about soup, what we know as originally soup. So I think, Danny, what you're saying it's true art is like saying it's art.
True art comes from somebody who's made art their career. That's where true art comes from.
Yeah, they can't just... Oh, sorry. I just want to say something funny. Like, they can't just like it. They've got to like their art.
Yeah. No, I mean...
Maybe it wasn't all that funny.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was pretty good.
It was not funny at all.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, my apologies. I would the other option is you got some savant who, some 3-year-old kid who has got real talent for art. Except the only way people know if it's any good is if there's a professional around who can verify. which is why New York City's great.
So I guess to be called, for something to be called art, it needs to be validated. I think that's what you're saying.
Yes, indeed.
All right. I think we got somewhere.
Yeah.
Did we just extract wisdom?
Second.
I think so.
All before, yeah, all before the time's up. So.
All right.
That it is.
Time to go. Question
Well,
mark.
It was a pleasure to talk to you guys, and have a good night.
Same.
Yep.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks for the discussion.
Thanks, Oladeu.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Brian.
Good night. Kai.
Thank you.
Oh,
Later, Shilvio.
Gomezai. Alright. So I'm going to be finishing up this. I've cracked open a bunch of candy jars and I'm gonna sort the goodies that I got in it. Some money, seeds for planting some crops in my homesteadish area. And just like, I don't know, normalish things to finish off my, it's like a random quest like thing. It's gonna come every day. I'll do dying and stuff another day, probably later on this week. Maybe we'll get to watch how much fun it is to die stuff. So
hit me up when you do that.
Sorry?
Well, hit me up when you do that.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the video, and for people that are just watching online normally, you'll see it. It's not that exciting, but when you get nicely colored clothes, it feels pretty nice.
Have a good night, man.
Can't have tacky clothes, right? All right. Thanks again, Danny.
No problem, man. Anytime.
All right. All right, so that was another, I guess, seemingly random talk. Apparently, we got some wisdom out of it. And this is Shilvio D. Linton, and I'm signing off.